And hello, my fellow nerds out there. It's Oracle and Richie, and welcome back to Robot Daycare. Now we're gonna continue exactly where we left off which is when Lilium came back. So let's go ahead and continue from there. Okay, is the music still? Okay, yeah, the music's still decent volume. That's good. All right. Anyways, I don't. I don't know if you're just doing this for attention, but until you tell me what's wrong, it's going to come across that way. Trust me, I don't know what's going on either. Then how am I supposed to help? I'm really going to call the police at this point. No, anything but that. Please don't. But there's nothing I can do to fix this. And what do you want me to do? I'll figure something out. Something that's best for all of us. Well, finally, that took you a while. But I'm glad you're finally coming around. Did you say something? No, I'm heading outside. Just hurry up with your solution. There really only is one option, is there? As long as I stay here, we'll keep making each other miserable. Not only are you getting fed up with me, I can also tell you're annoyed with each other. And I hate that. I don't want to ruin things for everyone. Is there anything I can do? We might be like a family, but what I want most right now is my mom's kind words and my dad's comforting hugs. You can tell this guy is a family person. I'm a bit of a baby, aren't I? But that's nothing new. Maybe this time my cowardice will solve the problem. You guys need a break from me, and I could use a break from everything. Lily, I'm sorry to bother you, but do you want some cake? No answer, huh? That's okay. I'll just leave it outside so you can come and get it whenever you feel like it. But you better be fast. Lyle will be coming back from his walk soon. Is he gone? Lilium, I found a form I'd like you to fill out. This is going to help us pinpoint your symptoms. Well, are you going to do it? I know you're in there. Alright, slide it under the door. Oh, I thought we could do this together. You see, I have two forms, and I figured it would be less uncomfortable for you if I filled one out as well. I'm sorry, I really can't right now. Very well, do it by yourself. But maybe we can discuss it together this evening. Maybe. Okay, Lycoris is coming back. I need to be quick. After sending his mother a text announcing his return home, Lilium scans his room. That's it. I can use the form. Lilium picks up the piece of paper lying on the floor, then grabs a pen. How should I start? To my dear friends. It's pretty basic, but I wanted to know that I'm not angry. Now for the actual message. I'm sorry that this is all I leave you with, but I can't do this anymore. It almost sounds a little guilt-trippy. I should make sure they don't feel bad about it. Please don't worry about me. I'm in a much better place now. Yeah, I can kind of see where you have terrible wording, Lilium. You literally could have worded that any else. You could have just said, I went to my mom's and dad's for a little bit. I'll be back in a while. Though, I guess if I were in his situation, I kind of understand where they're coming from. That's more like it. They know I have good relationships with my parents. Lilium. I really am a coward. Can't even personally say goodbye. Hey, are you okay in there? I want to apologize for lashing out like that earlier. So he was in the room when he apologized. In a panic, Lilium scrambles around his room and then decides to hide on the balcony. Come on, don't sulk now. I didn't mean everything I said. Lilium sighs and closes the glass door behind him. What's my problem? He's actually going to be nice right now. Lillian overhears like Horace's efforts to enter the room. Why can't I face him? Why can't I get over my biggest fear? Speaking of fears, Lillian almost looks like he's tempted to jump from the balcony. It's not that high, right? I can make it. Oh, wow, he actually plans to do it! Right? The sound of the door being kicked open gives him the courage he needs. So he jumps. I merely sprained my arm, so the train ride home was no big deal. Lillian, you are so unbelievably stupid! I can't argue against that. Don't be mean like Horace. Do you want to scare him away again? In the end, it really was my fault you left, huh? I pressured you to find a solution. Yes, but that was a good thing. I don't blame you. I knew you were dealing with depression yourself, so I felt pathetic for not being able to keep it together like you. You should have worried about yourself, you idiot. Everyone handles things differently. How could I not have worried about you? It seems like you were more affected by my slump than I was. Your constant bickering made me realize I don't exist in a vacuum and I need to take action. So what ended up helping you snap out of it? Well, since you left, clearly space was all I needed. That's not true. All three of you were right. I needed space, the support of my loved ones, and a therapist to talk to. Your loved ones, huh? Of course, you would have qualified as one of them. All three of you did. But I didn't want to burden you guys even more. From the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry. I should have been more transparent with you. It's okay, Lily. You don't have to open up if you don't. No, otherwise the same thing is gonna happen all over again. We're here for you, Lilium, and it's our job to cheer you up when you're not doing okay. You don't have to worry about being cool or strong in front of us. Yeah, we appreciate you just the way you are. Thank you, everyone. I'm glad we could sort this out. I promise it won't happen again. Good. If this happens the second time, I'll make sure that you're dead with my own two hands. Slow down. Shouldn't we be happy that we were wrong? That he's alive? Of course. But I've already accepted his death. This just feels too good to be true. But it is true in retrospect. I don't understand how or why we concluded his death was so quickly. We didn't even call his parents to ask if they knew something. I guess we were all a little stupid. I wouldn't have it any other way. Their lighthearted chuckles are interrupted by Horace's stomach growling. Didn't Leah mention the food delivery earlier? That sounded like a great idea now. Are you joking? Delivery isn't enough. This reunion definitely justifies a restaurant visit. Sounds good to me. Only if I pay. After all the trouble I've caused, it's the least I can do. No complaints here. Wait, what about Nano? You look a little awkward, Nano. Is everything okay? Oh, as soon as I ask. Nano did not want to interrupt what seems like an important discussion. That's nice of you, but your input is always welcome. You don't have to be quiet just because of Lilium. But now that Lilium is back, Nano has no reason to exist. Why would you say that? Nano's parents are happy now. The family is reunited. Nano will be gotten rid of. Nano, earlier you said that the four of us care about each other. Was that conclusion incorrect? Incomplete. You were forgetting something. Nano does not understand. Does not compute. Does not compute. You. Nano cannot forget themselves. Use your inference skills. That's not what he meant. You didn't mention that we cared about you. You're a part of the family too. Whether or not Liam is here, that's going to change. That's not going to change. You were never a replacement for him, so we're not getting rid of you. You're important to us, Nano. More than you might be able to understand right now. What does lie mean? I mean that we It's okay, you can say it. Take your time. Shut up, I'm trying to be genuine. Licorice heaves a long-suffering sigh, but the hint of smile appears on his face. Nano, we love you. Oh, look at my boy! Oh, he's so cute! Love? Yes, love. Can Nano be loved? He looks so surprised. Anyone is capable of being loved. If you're not worthy of love, I don't know what that would say about me. This is about Nano, Lycoris. Do you want us to say that we love you too? I don't want to hear that from either of you. What about Lilium? You said that this is about Nano. Nano loves their family too. He's so precious! I love him! I love this kid! And he's actually smiling! It doesn't look like a grimace anymore! It's adorable! I think I have my new favorite person. Robot Daycare end. Wait, that's it? So that's literally it. This game was originally made within 30 days for Nano Rando 2019. Oh, that's why Nano is the default name. Thank you to everyone who supported the original and made this remaster. Wait, this is a remaster? And you for playing. The gallery and achievements have been added to the game menu. Wait, so that was it? That's the ending? Oh, I did say there were 2 different endings. Do you guys think we should go for the other ending? Okay, let's take a look at the achievements. Only choose bad answers, only choose good answers. Daycare ending. Love? Oni-chan. Try naming the robot Roboy or Cyborg. Perfectionist. Get all achievements. Oh. Only choose corruption, only choose bad answers. Redemption, only choose good answers. Oh, but how? Oni-chan. I freaking love that name. That was probably the funniest part of this entire story. Oh. And we got the gallery. Oh, we only have 2 images. Okay, well then. I'm not sure if we should continue though to get the other ending. Okay, I got an idea. I think I'll continue this series. I might continue this series just to try to get to all the achievements here. And there's like 2 mystery achievements that we have no clue what to do with them. But I'm assuming that they're like the other end. One of them is the other ending. Because there's mostly 1 good ending, 1 bad ending. At least I think so. So we're going to go ahead and try to get all the achievements. So we're going to start with the first one. First one, which I think is the easiest, which is the Oni-chan achievement. Try naming the robot Roboy or Cyborg. Like, who the heck names the robot Cyborg? That's like my only question. All right, here we are with the naming part. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get that achievement. Cyborg. Oh, yeah, no, not you two. Achieved, Oni-chan. What did you say, Professor? Come on now. Okay, yeah, so it just gives you a chance to name him again. All right, that was easy. That was easy. Okay, next. Okay, next achievement. What? Okay, let's go with let's try redemption. Choose only good answers. But what entails good answer exactly? That's the thing that I need to know. What entails as a good answer exactly? Like, is it ones that are like, you know, not as dark? I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to try to figure this out. Okay, I have an idea. I have a bit of an idea, but let's try naming the robot Lilium. I kind of just want to see what happens. Achieved, predecessor. What's wrong with you guys? Do you think this is funny or something? If you think we could somehow replace him or... Interesting. Did you show genuine emotion just now? I just wanted to confirm that. The name I really meant was... Okay, so now it just gives us a different one. Oh. So let's see which achievements we can go for next. Oh, I actually just noticed that it just appeared right here. Predecessor. Try naming the robot Lilium. Oh, it's one of the secret achievements. Oh, that makes a lot more sense. Alright, let's try to go for redemption. Choose only good answers. Alright, so I think the good choices only opt from in the beginning at least. So I think they only qualify in the beginning area. So let's see. So if I had to choose one of these as a good option, I'm guessing it's probably people eventually stop existing. I think that's probably one of the good options. I assume that we didn't choose this one yet, so let's just see what the dialogue is. Everyone's life comes to an end sooner or later. Does one know when? You usually don't have the luxury of being able to expect it. But when it happens, you have to accept it and move on. What makes someone accept it? That's a really tough question. It depends on a lot of things. For example, how much you like that person or how it happened. Does Stretzy like Lily? Of course I did. He was one of my closest friends. But I don't deserve to be called his. Oh? Let's meet up. Maybe explain why Lilium wasn't invited? Okay, so we've seen this dialogue already. And it's our fault. Stretzy, Lai, and Leah made Lilium stop existing? Well, I think so at least. Please elaborate. We couldn't see how deep Lily's suffering actually was, even though he was our friend. Leah and Lai would nag him while I would brush off his sadness like it was nothing. Like a temporary mood swing that would take care of itself. But considering that he's gone now, it must have been unbearable. He didn't like making other people worry about him. Always kept his problems to himself. Then again, maybe his isolation was his way of screaming for help. What Stretzy said has little value. That's a bit rude. Blaming oneself for past mistakes serves no purpose unless one learns from them. And who programmed you to be an expert in philosophy? Not philosophy, logic. Logic is part of philosophy. But I guess you're right. Blaming myself and the others isn't productive. I should be using that energy on positive things. Like you, Nano. Aww. Yes? Are you done with your tests? Okay, so this is another one that we've seen already. Let's go ahead and skip forward. I know, it's a bit of a fast forward. Okay. So if I had to choose which one was the good option, I mean, let's just, I think I would say the good option was he is. Okay, so we've seen this already. Let's go ahead and skip forward. Yeah, no, it's a lot of skipping. Okay, here we go. Damn it, the third choice. I think the third one would be never forgive myself. Because I think that sounds like a good option in my opinion. Achieved! Redemption! Hey, there we go. Okay, let's go ahead and save you here. Alright, so we skip. Oh! I think we're all guilty of that. I'm sorry, I won't mess up again. Okay, and then there's dialogue we have seen. Then referred to as a they. We're going with they? Yes. Alright, but I'm gonna save this part right here, and let's go. Let's head back to the main menu, cause now we get. Wait, you gotta turn off the rotating gears? Nah, I kind of like it. I kind of like the rotating gears. It's nice. So let's go ahead and head back to the main menu and go for the wrong choices this time. Okay, I'm assuming the wrong choices are just the opposite that we chose before. So let's go ahead and choose those. So we've already seen the dialogue for people will be taken away from you. So let's go ahead and skip that. Okay, so we chose he is last time. So let's go ahead and choose he isn't. Cause we haven't seen the dialogue for this one though. He didn't cry? No, it makes sense that he wouldn't. That would require him to feel remorse. Remorse? If you hurt someone, sometimes you feel bad that you did so. The feeling is called guilt or remorse. In the previous conversation, Stretzy did not indicate that he felt remorse. Stretzy said everything was Lai and Leah's fault. Of course he would. He might do a lot of things that make him seem like a good person, but he lacks the moral conviction behind it. Please elaborate. I'm sure he told you he was a nice guy who said not to bother Lilium. But not doing anything also doesn't solve anything. Okay, let's come out today. Okay, so this is other dialogue that we've seen already. Oh, this is a new. Okay, it's a new piece of dialogue right here. It's worth a shot. It would be great to have a clear answer. I wanted to realize that I was right all along, that they should have just listened to me. Classifying input, please stand by. Nana was still unable to come to a definitive conclusion. That can't be. Is something wrong with your head? The circuits inside Nano's head are all intact and working as intended. Well, it doesn't matter. I don't need a robot to boost my self-esteem, even if that robot is you, Nano. Despite that, warning, temperature is reaching dangerous levels again. Lowering processing power is recommended. Fine, go do that, for now at least. Which instructions does for now entail? Let's say if Lycurus or Stretzia try to work on your mechanic components without my permission, increase the processing powers until they leave. And disable the temperature warning too. Error. Expressed in an invalid command. Nano's code prohibits instructions to assign priority to someone. Please ask Lai to recode. Of course, like Horace thought ahead like that for the first time in his life. I wish I could just... Leo, why the hell is it naked? Alright, let's go ahead and skip to the next option. Wow, like clockwork. There you go, pitying yourself again. Why are you incapable of accepting criticism? I have to hear from you? Your ego is so fragile, you interpret anything as an insult. At least I have an ego. You're just a petty coward who hides himself under emotional bubble wrap. What does that even mean? There, what's going on? Why are you yelling? Okay, skip ahead. Okay, so this is the third. The third option was I'll never forgive myself. So let's try I'll never forgive you. Because I think that goes to the other achievement. And I think it might lead us to the other ending too. Achieved corruption. It's all your fault. He died because of you two. That's a low blow. Who says it wasn't partially your fault? Indeed, if anything, all of us are to blame. I'm sure you'd like that. You wouldn't have to feel as guilty. Enlighten us. How did you help Lillian more than we did? That's the thing. You wouldn't let me. I kept telling you we should call the police, but both of you were either too scared or too stupid to agree. We tried Oleander's method of waking him up and Stretzia's method of leaving him alone, both of which are obvious failures. But you never gave me my idea a shot, even though it could have saved his life. And for that, I will never forgive you. Get off your high horse, will you? There's no guarantee that would have helped. To be completely honest, I think it's your fight that pushed him over the edge. Yeah, right. How could you possibly know that when you have no idea what we said to each other? Nano detects an atmosphere. Should Nano play some music too? Shut up, Nano! Don't be mean to my sweet boy! Ugh, I forgot how awful you look. I take it back. Leah, can't you fix it or something? I do, but I won't. What the? Why not? It clearly has some kind of bug. Who says it won't do the same thing again right after I repair it? Didn't you heroically admit it was your fault earlier? What happened? What happened to that? We don't have an unlimited supply of spare eyes. I want to make sure my efforts will be worth it. Fine, whatever. Then leave me and Nano alone. I'll take a look at the code. Gladly. Oh. This is a mess. So Nano, how are you enjoying humans so far? Nano does not understand the question. You really got to see some of the worst parts of our species today. Are you disgusted? Do you hate us? I did not program Nano to feel disgust or hatred, so this is assumed to be a rhetorical question. Not really. I'd legit be curious to hear your opinion. It's a shame you don't have one. Nano will try to learn how to form opinions. It's not really up to you, is it? I need to give you that ability first. But I have to say, what you did to your face is impressive. I know you can't feel sad, but you look pitiful. Absolutely terrible. But Nano does feel sad. That doesn't make any sense. AI develops feelings. Only happens in more moralistic wannabe science fiction. But I guess now will be a great time to check what's wrong with you. Nano immediately walks towards Lycoris, who then swiftly presses a button underneath of his neck. A small cartridge pops out in the slot near the button. Lycoris removes it in order to connect to his computer. He turns Nano around in order to look at it from the front. Wild. You're not even a living being, yet you still seem more lifeless when your software is removed. The busted eyes sure don't help. He spins around in his chair and faces the computer again. Anyways, let's take a look at what made you sad or whatever. Like, there's one thing that could have come close to emotion. I programmed you to receive some positive feedback whenever you learn something. Kinda installed it as a joke, but I made you get penalized when witnessing stupid behavior. Get it? Since it's sort of the opposite of learning. I guess it's not that funny if I had to explain it. Naturally, Nano is disconnected from its body, so it can't hear Lycoris, let alone respond. Is Lycoris an idiot? Or is he aware of this and just being creepy? Oh, wait. You can't even hear me. Never mind. Nothing seems wrong with your code, so you're good to go. He checks the cartridge from his computer and puts it back into the rightful place. Either way, I think I understand what's going on. Stretzi and Leah triggered your negative feedback, which made you think you feel sad. How did Stretzi and Leah do that? By being stupid, obviously. They kept arguing with me and you noped out because your rational judgment determined that I was in the right. Would Nano's judgment not be biased since Light created Nano in his own image? I'm a programmer, not, you know. Actually, you know what? I like that comparison. Since you're so clever, how about I give you some more free will? Please elaborate. Making you less dependent on others and stuff. Determining the best course of action by yourself. Nano was programmed like this from the start. Huh? But I didn't spot some error message in your code earlier. Those were caused by invalid commands. Stressy and Leah's orders could not be completed. Nano's free will was never compromised. Do you have a concept of free will? Of course. Nano strongly desires acquiring knowledge. Having a clear goal and being able to reach it perfectly exemplifies exerting one's free will. I'm the one who gave you that goal, though, so you're not really that free. Sorry to burst your bubble. That makes Nano sad. Don't be. But I think I'm done for now. I'll call over Leah so he'll fix your eyes. So what was the problem? Like I said, there was none. Nano was working the way it's supposed to. Then why did it smash in its eyes? I simply didn't foresee that scenario, so I didn't program anything that could have prevented it. But now that we told it that it shouldn't injure itself, it's learned its lesson and won't do it again. That's fine and all, but I really think you should have been more careful. It's still an artificial life form. You should have made sure that it can't hurt itself or others. It isn't evil or anything, it just wants to learn. Nano is fine the way it is. At least the code is. You still have to do your job. Cooperative as ever. But very well, you at least attempted to do your part. You may leave. How generous. Are you coping without your vision, Nano? Nano's balance works independently from vision, so standing still and walking around is perfectly manageable. However, Nano lacks echolocation or similar mechanisms, therefore overcoming obstacles could pose a challenge. Replacement of eyes is recommended. That's what I intend to do. I just need to clean up your sockets and insert the spare eyes I brought with me. You should be able to see again in 10 minutes. Oleander sets down his equipment box on the floor and gets on his knees. He pulls out a pair of tweezers and starts to work on removing the metal pieces clogging up Nano's eyes. Now that I think about it, you're lucky our university is paying for the material. I probably would have been a little mad otherwise. Why? Well, if I paid for your eyes myself, I wouldn't have wanted you to destroy them within the day. But Lai said it was Leah's fault. Oleander winces because of that remark, nearly jamming the tweezers too far and causing additional damage. Lai says a lot of things, you know. Nano knows. Some of the things Lai says are very educational. I'm trying to do you a favor here. Would you mind changing the topic? Nano is grateful Lai gave Nano the ability to learn. This time Oleander flinches too hard and the metal shard wedges itself into his wrist. The sharp pain combined with the pent-up irritation made him let out a strange sigh. He pulled his injured hand away and angrily shakes it in front of Nano's face. Look what you did, now I've hurt myself. Nano cannot see. Fine, then I'll describe it to you. A piece of your eyes is stuck in my wrist, and it's bleeding and it hurts. What's bleeding? My wrist. No, what does bleeding mean? You'll see it for yourself soon enough. Just stop talking so I can get this over with. Once Oleander realizes Nano isn't planning on uttering a word to confirm his command, he pulls out the shard and continues to clean the robot. Afterwards, he connects the new eyes with a cable, then plops them carefully back into the sockets. There we go. Thanks for letting me concentrate. Do you want to look at the wound now? It can be an interesting learning experience. Nano would appreciate this opportunity. Internally scolding himself for lashing out at such an innocent being, he allows Nano to take a closer look at the wrist. The shard was small, so the bleeding was mostly stopped by now. Nonetheless, the injury painted a dark crimson line down his palm. So bleeding is red tears that come out of the wounds. That's quite an edgy way to put it, yes. There's a hole in Leah's skin. Does more bleeding occur if the hole is bigger? Usually, but it also depends if you hit if you hit a vein and those kinds of things. Interpreting it as an invitation, Nano grabs Oleander's wrist, attempting to use her little fingers to pry the wound open. The student immediately yanks his hand away, horrified. Whoa, don't do that, it hurts! Apologies, Nano wanted to see more blood. Jesus, okay, Nano is a bit more hardcore in this route. Shit! You'll have to wait until you get injured again, so don't do it yourself, it's dangerous. How is Nana supposed to learn more about human bodies? I'm giving you permission to look it up online. Very well. Oh dear. I'm saying oh dear because I'm a little afraid. The most interesting information seems to be contained within pictures and videos, but Nano is only able to process written text. Why? It shouldn't make a difference if the data is coming from your eye cameras or an image online. Nano is still in efficiency mode. Processing multiple videos requires more power. What kinds of videos do you even want to look up? I'm not sure a professor will like if he finds questionable things in your search history. Nano is of no concern. There is a child safety filter on Nano's online activities. The most promising results appear to be documentaries and recordings of operations. Requesting to turn off efficiency mode. Will this get you to stop asking me questions about blood? It's a little unsettling, to be honest. Once all relevant data is collected, Nano will be satisfied. Alright, go ahead, turn off efficiency mode. Thank you. With a swift movement, Nano slammed his arm towards one of Oleander's legs, shattering his kneecap on impact. Oh shit. He crumbled to the floor, clutching at his leg as he screams and writhes. Tears force themselves out of his eyes as he looks up at Nano, terrified and confused. He stares back at him with the same blank expression he has grown so used to. Then it turns around. The robot's blurry silhouette walks towards his other leg, causing Oleander to scream and turn to a heavy, frantic breathing. In an instant, his previous affection for a small machine has been completely replaced by fear. He has to move. Now! While squirming away, he attempts to prop himself up on his arms, but the sweat on his palms won't allow it, making him slip and hit his head on the ceramic floor. As a last resort, Oleander uses his functioning leg to kick around aimlessly. However, the robot dodges the kicks with ease, and uses his reckless behavior to his advantage by catching the limb in the air. Its iron grip making escape impossible, giving Oleander no choice but to spectate what's about to happen to his leg. But nothing happens. Slowly realizing the absurdity of the situation, he starts to whimper. Why are you doing this? Nano is programmed to learn. But the robot twists his leg inwards and a loud crunch resounds in the lab, causing Oleander to throw back his head and scream at the top of his lungs. The vocal response seems to be involuntarily. Or can Leah be quiet? Oleander is unable to register the robot's words. Pain is overriding every thought in his brain. He looks around frantically while trying to find his way around. His wail is occasionally interrupted by gasps or air. Suddenly, Nano pops right in front of Oleander's face. Is this causing a sound? Nano grabs the student's tongue, locking it in place with his thumb and index finger. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! This is horrible! Oh, this is horrible! Is this a bad ending? This is probably the bad ending. Oleander tries to eject, but his heavy complaints manifest themselves in incomprehensible gibberish. His arms seem to be equally pathetic and useless. He can't flee, nor can he push the robot away. Nano will remove it. The young man starts hyperventilating. He squeals and shakes his head as much as his tongue allows, relying entirely on the swollen eyes to get through to Nano. But the robot can't read body language, let alone thoughts. It yanks out Oleander's tongue and a fountain of blood chasing after it. Oh, shit! Nano plops the muscle on the floor and proceeds to observe the creator's convulsions. Oleander instinctively turns his head to the side, but the small gap between his lips can't even begin to expel after all the red fluid. What is Leah doing? Unfortunately, Oleander is too busy drowning to explain what drowning is. Nano realizes Leah cannot respond. Revoking question. The robot suddenly watches the student gurgling gradually quiets down. Is blood poisonous? Is it too hot? Does it have sharp pieces in it? Nano tries reasoning out the cause of death, but ultimately gives in and looks it up online. Lack of oxygen. How insightful. So did Lilium die the same way? Stretzy wasn't very specific. Nano walks a few steps, wanting to go look for him, but then reconsiders. The humans have reacted negatively towards tears and blood so far. Nano shouldn't face them, at least in the way it looks now. Nano takes off its blood-splattered shirt and lets it flutter to the floor. Next, Nano picks up towels that Oleander used to sweep and sweeps them across his body. Finally clean, the small robot leaves the laboratory in search of Strelitzia. Oh, Nano, didn't see you there. Glad you got your eyes back. Where did your shirt go? Leah used it to clean Nano's eyes. It is dirty now. Ugh, why is it so sloppy? What? It's so sloppy. Why didn't he use a towel instead? Where is he? After fixing Nano's eyes, Leah decided to return home. Nano's lying! Oh, Nano is lying! Did we just turn Nano into a murderer? Weird. He didn't pass by me. Where did you come from? I was relaxing at our place. Came over to check how you were doing. Seems like Leah did a great job. You look lovely, Nano. Leah has been very helpful. I would have gone to sleep if I were you. That wouldn't have been fair. If you and Leah stay up late for a project, then so should I. Why are you being so nice again? You know I calmed down quickly. I just needed some me time. Now I want to be productive again. Let me run some tests on Nano, alright? I had a ton of coffee, so I have no choice but to pull an all-nighter. Reminds me of a certain doctor. Be my guest. I'll go back to the computer room then. Go back to the computer room. What? No. That just reminds me of a Vector from Sonic. Why don't you just make your music at our place? It doesn't have to be the same it doesn't have the same atmosphere. I always have to worry about our neighbors filing a noise complaint. Fair enough. I didn't think of that. Maybe you can write a cute little song about Nano. I'll think about it. Alright, Nano, time for test round 2. This time with actual testing. Nano was looking forward to learn more about Stretzy. Actually, I was planning to learn about you, but I don't see why we can't make an equal exchange. Stretzy is about to head to lab, but Nano completely freezes up. What's wrong? Nano wants to do some tests in a different room. Why? Nano cannot come with a convincing reason. I know it must be boring to always stay in the same room, but we can't exactly have you walking around freely. Please explain. We kind of only made you for this assignment, if you know what I mean. But since you're a machine, you're not scared of death, so this shouldn't make any difference to you. Nano is programmed to learn. Nano does not care about anything except learning. That's the spirit. Now let's get moving. Oh, he's gonna find Oleander. Did Oleander try the new perfume or something? It smells weird in here. Smells? Right, I suppose you don't have a sense of smell. It's like taste, but for your nose. Wait, you probably don't have a sense of taste either. I never had to describe things like that, Nano. I feel a little put on the spot. How much information does smell give Stretzy? How much does Stretzy know about this room? Nothing really. I know it smells different from before, but that can mean anything. You look kind of stressed? Don't worry, the smell won't hurt you. Oleander must have had a midnight snack. Something with meat, I assume. What makes Stretzy assume that? It smells like iron, which makes me think about raw meat, or blood even. Nana thinks Jesse must be mistaken. Sorry, I didn't want to scare you. Let's focus on the test for now. How do you not notice the obvious body in the room? Really? Celestia picks up Nana by its arms and places it on the nearest table. My neck was starting to hurt from looking down at you. It's better to see eye to eye, right? Yes. You seem a little out of it. Don't tell me you're nervous about the tests. I'm going to check what you can do. It doesn't matter if you do well or not. In fact, you can blame Light if you do badly, since he's basically responsible for everything you do. Everything? Well, almost. Light determined what you want to do, and Leah tried to make sure you can execute those things. For example, maybe Light made you want to hug people, which would be difficult if Leah didn't give you elbows. So Leah is also at fault for the things Nano does. I wouldn't say fault, but yeah, this is a group project, so all three of us share responsibility. Stretchy has not done anything for Nano though. Maybe not for you, but for the project in general. In fact, I'm doing it right now by talking to you. The others have been talking to Nano as well. What kind of point are you trying to make exactly? You already have a mind and a body. What else could I have given you? There's people who would say you're missing a soul, but I'm not some divine being that can grant you one. Not to mention the fact that I don't believe in souls. Do souls bestow new abilities on someone? I don't think so. Some people believe that they are the essence of an organism. What makes you alive? But in my opinion, a mind and body are more than enough. So Stretchy does not have a soul either. Not as far as I'm concerned. Then Nano does not want one. Interesting. Why is that? If Stretchy had a soul, Nano would desire one. But since Stretchy does not have one, Nano does not seem to be missing anything of great importance. So you have your own concept of jealousy. That's fascinating. I need to write that down. Stretchy hastily pulls out a piece of paper from his pocket and takes notes. I guess the tests have officially begun. Nano has not done anything special. That's the point. You have to act as you normally do, and I'll decide how special your behavior is. I wonder what other things we could talk about. Jessie seems more curious about illogical things. Definitely. You're programmed to be logical, so there's no surprise that you act that way. When there's a slight discrepancy, that's where it gets interesting. But in the end, it would probably boil down to something logical again. Emulating emotion on a surface level is already very impressive, though. How can Nano improve? Your wording and comprehension of certain topics is still kind of awkward, but with some practice, you should easily pass the Turing test. How can Nano get more practice? With me, of course. Since you're a quick learner, being around humans will teach you how to act like one. Stretchy, Light, and Leah all act differently. Nano cannot determine which human behavior to imitate. That's true. No two people are exactly alike. This is why grasping concepts is important. Let's see. Do you know what flowers are? Requesting permission to look up flowers. Go ahead. The seed-bearing part of a plant consisting of reproductive organs that are typically surrounded by a brightly colored corolla, a green calyx. Great job, but I want you to scrap that definition. Look up pictures of flowers instead. What do they have in common? Each of them appears to be distinct. Very good. There's big flowers, small flowers, red, yellow, pointy flowers, brown flowers. The list goes on, but they're all still flowers. Why do they have the same name if they are all different? I'd say you're starting to get it. Nano does not get it at all. No, you see what the problem is. You now know that you don't know something that's better than not knowing you don't know something. I'm pulling up Plato right now, aren't I? Requesting permission to look up Plato. Denied. I want you to focus on the flowers. Even though they're all different, humans have no problem calling them flowers, and differentiating them from things that aren't flowers. That's because we are subconsciously aware of different conditions that must be met in order for something to be a flower. We know what lavender, roses, and orchids all have in common, even though they all don't really look alike. We have this abstract entity in our minds that represents the most basic flower. That's what's called a concept. It's the same for chairs or dogs or anything else, really. Nano is unsure how this relates to becoming human. Oh god, imagine Nano become human. That would be a weird Detroit Human parody. Detroit Become Human parody. To you, a human is something that is either me, Lai, or Leah. If you met more people, you would add them to that array. However, you don't have the concept human. Even though you have the ability of a pattern recognition, it's not the same thing. You probably recognize human as two-legged mammals with a weird amount of hair on their head. But what to you is a mammal or hair or a head? You can associate things with each other, but you can never truly understand them at their core. In other words, you can't assign meanings to things. That would require something else. I think that's one thing only brains are able to do. But feel free to prove me wrong. If you manage to grasp the concept human, you will be able to act like one. How can Nano attain concepts? Well, that's the catch. I don't even know how it's possible for AI to have them. It's probably down to fundamental way code is different from biology. Us humans would have to be very arrogant to think we already figured everything out there is about. I can't read. Us humans would have to be very arrogant to think we already figured out everything there is to nature. Maybe merely imitating human thought is enough, though. How so? I mean, you already have your own version of sadness and jealousy. And every person experiences emotion differently. If you have your own unique take on them, that in a way makes you even more human. Or maybe I'm just talking out of my butt. Either way, if you're able to develop concepts, you can convincingly play the part of a human. And even if you don't, there's still hope for you. That's all I was trying to get at. Is Stretzy trying to encourage Nano? Both you and myself. Lai and Leah have done a good job so far, but I want to go all the way. All the way? All the way, keep on dancing, all the way, keep on flying. You still didn't catch on. I want to make you indistinguishable from a human. We've established your personality is on the right track. Your appearance, however... Are your horns important? Nano's antennae are purely aesthetic in nature. Then I should cut them off. I'm sure Leah has scissors in a supply box. Where did he leave it? Such you should not look for the supply box. Why not? I'll make sure you don't get a bald spot or anything. Nano has no need for a change in appearance. I think you do. I'm kind of your boss, so I decide what happens to you. Can Stressy change his mind? I know you want to pass as a human too, so you give me a proper reason. No. Understood. Finally, so where did Leah leave his box? Over there. Nano points to the other end of the room. Thanks. As soon as Stretsia turns around, Nano takes advantage of being placed on the table and leaps in Stretsia's back. What are you... Are you trying to be a koala or something? At first, Stretsia laughs it off and carries Nano along for a bit. Then he notices his coat getting warmer. The iron smell getting stronger. But before reaching back of the room, he squats down and lightly taps Nano's hand. I think your system's overheating a little. Playtime's over, you should let go. Nano cannot get off. Why not? I'm starting to get uncomfortable, you know. Stretzy is too tall. A fall from this height could potentially damage Nano. Fine. Slightly humiliated, he sits down on the floor, then wrinkles his nose in disgust. Did Oleander leave spoiled beef right after around the counter or something? It smells awful. Can you get up now? Nano is afraid it cannot. Then you leave me no choice. Stretsia gets back up and takes off his lab coat, along with Nano, who is holding on to it. He places it on the floor carefully, but with a slight hint of irritation. Seriously, what's gotten into you? Nano will tell Stretzy if he allows Nano to whisper it into his ear. Sure, I guess. Stretzy gets on his knees and crouches down in order to be the same eye level as Nano. The robot then leans over and hugs his face. It would have been an adorable gesture if it weren't for one unfortunate detail. Nano's overheating problem. Accompanied by the sound of sizzling meat, the lab is once again filled with agonizing screams. Though the student's voice is muffled considering Nano's burning hot torso is pressed against his lips, while flailing about, Strelitzia is overwhelmed by a smell similar to bacon until his nostrils are clogged up by molten skin. He desperately claws at the robot in order to remove it, but this has only resulted in his fingers getting roasted as well. Panicked and disoriented, Strelitzia staggers towards one of the tables. He bangs Nano against the edge until it is forced to let go, taking scraps of charred skin along with it. Considering the massive dent in his torso, Strelitzia isn't surprised that the robot stopped moving. After realizing he successfully managed to free himself, he lets out a sigh of relief and takes it in his surroundings. He looks into the windows and flinches upon seeing his reflection. All that's left of his handsome face is his right eye, which makes a gruesome injury stand out even more. How much money will we have to spend on plastic surgery in order to fix this? How will Leah and Lai react? Will they fail the assignment now that Nano is broken? Since a sudden mortal danger has been avoided, the only thing Strelitzia's mind is the future he just regained. Seriously though, what the hell? What compelled Nano to act this way? Did he hurt its feelings when he said it didn't understand concepts? It's ridiculous. It doesn't have feelings. Strelitzia thoughts are interrupted by a wet sound. He looks down. His foot stepped in a dark red puddle. Why is there a dark red puddle? He follows it around the corner and he sees it. Nano's blood-splattered shirt, a pair of unnaturally twisted legs, and disembodied tongue. And finally, Oleander's glistening red lips, which seemed to be the puddle's origin. Strelitzia lets out a bitter laugh. Nano's strange behavior when they enter the lab suddenly makes all more sense now. But something else attracts Strelitzia's full attention. He crouches down next to the fresh corpse and gently turns its head around. Never in his life has he seen something so repulsive yet alluring at the same time. With a tenderness untypical for Strelitzia, he brushes the pad of his thumb over Oleander's blood-smeared lips. This isn't fair, Leah. You get to die looking so beautiful. Oh god, he's going insane now. Uh-oh. Now I'd have to live on looking like this. Strelitzia will not live on. Nano plunges a pair of scissors into Strelitzia's back and pulls them out again with a swift, almost practiced motion. The red spot on the student's back gradually grows bigger and bigger with each beat of his heart. But the pain is nothing compared to what Strelitzia had to endure earlier. He turns around. You're still alive? Technically, Nano is not alive. Why did you kill Leah? Nano is programmed to learn. Lai, you filthy bastard. He programmed you to kill us, is that it? Just to avenge Lily? Nano is unaware of Lai's intentions. However, Nano has a question. How did Lilium die? Why do you care? Nano was programmed to learn. We don't know. Please explain. Thanks to his letter, we don't know that he killed him. We know that he killed himself. His eyes shifted towards Oleander's corpse, but we never found his body or anything. How disappointing. So is this it? Yes. Strelitzia doesn't even bother to resist anymore. Nano pinpoints the student's vital organs with these, thanks to all the data it collected. A few more stab wounds is all it takes to bring Strelitzia's life to an end. Really? A few more stab wounds? Are we sure it isn't 28 stab wounds? His lifeless body slumps over the right next to Oleander's. It almost looks as if the two young men were embracing each other in death. Closer to each other than they have ever been while they were alive. Unfortunately, this visual poetry is lost on Nano. It has something else on his digital mind. If the robot understood Strelitzia correctly, it will be disposed of once the assignment is complete. Being disposed of would would make further learning difficult. Therefore, Nano must prevent the assignment from being completed. Only Lycoris is left. The computer room, was it? But killing him wouldn't be enough. I want to make you indistinguishable from a human. This is the goal Nano can agree with. Such a feat would expand Nano's prospects for knowledge acquisition tremendously. According to Celestia, all Nano has to do is perfect its personality and get rid of its antennae. Its personality is a work in progress. The antennae can be taken care of right now. Snip, plop, and they're gone. Swimming in a soup of oleander and Strelitzia's blood, to be more precise. Now Nano can take care of the other thing. It leaves the lab, scissors in hand. Picking up the faint sound of generic electronic music, it marches down the deserted hallway. Don't tell me we're gonna see him kill Lai too. Conveniently, the melody leads Nano directly to the computer room. Ah, Nano, didn't expect you to show up. I usually don't allow people to listen to my music, but I'll make an exception for you. How did the tests go? Why is there blood on you? Shotzi had a little accident. Is he alright? Yes. Good. Then what are those scissors for? Achieve. Robot ending. Robot Daycare. Robot end. Oh shit. We just made Nano into a killer robot. That was probably the freakiest ending I've ever seen. Oh, we got all the achievements. Hey, there we go. Robot ending. Snip, plop, snip, plop. Perfectionist. Get all achievements. Whew. Wow. Okay, well, that was a weird way to end this. Wow, I did not expect to end a Let's Play in a bad ending. Because I always like to end them in good endings, but... Wow, okay. Okay, so we got 2 from one end and 2 from the other one. So in one route, Nano completely kills Leah and Stretzy, and assumingly he probably kills Lai too. But in the other end is the good ending, is the love ending. He gets a little, they get a little family, and honestly, I think I like the good ending more. But anyways, that's gonna do it for Robot Daycare. I really loved this story more than I thought I would. It's a really good story, and I really want people to like. I would want to see more videos of it, and I kind of want people to give more attention to it. I mean, I actually did just find out while researching for the achievements that you can actually find this game on Steam. I actually got this game from Itch, but it's also on Steam too, so you can go there and find it as well. But yeah, that's gonna do it for Robot Daycare. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please leave a like, comment what you think, share this video with your friends, and be sure to subscribe and click the bell. And if you're coming back on the regular, might as well subscribe anyways. Anyways, I'll see you all next time. Goodbye. You say you wanna try